Hoi, ich bin Marion Raven. Ich wohne in Norwegen. Ich bin 13 Jahre alt. And you're listening to Hey. Okay, one more time.
You said 13?
Oh no,
30.
30.
Okay.
I want to be 13. Hoi, ich bin Marion Raven. Ich wohne in Norwegen. Ich bin 30 Jahre alt. And you're listening to Hi Music.
Radio Berlin 88.8. Hey Music mit Jürgens.
Did you use the Paternoster coming inside our house?
No.
No? You don't know what the Paternoster is?
No.
You have to. Because a friend of yours, Meatloaf, is a fan of it. Every time when he's coming to this house, he just said, where is it? Where is it? I have to do it again.
Cheers!
So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Meatloaf.
Hello, Meatloaf. Look what I'm doing.
That's the same with him. That means be in the back.
The scary house. Wow. Whoa. So they switch sides.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now the other one is on the other side.
Here you are again. Yes. Hello. Please. So you have to use this. That is one of the points we have to talk about the relationship to Meatloaf. But first of all, welcome to Berlin.
Thank you.
Well known in Norway, a really big star, and in Germany, a little one.
Yeah.
And you're working on it. What kind of feeling is it to be well known on one hand and coming as a new?
Well, actually, I really like it. It feels good in a way to start from scratch. Mm-hmm. Nobody really knows who I am in Germany, and to travel around doing interviews, presenting my music. I kind of like it, actually. Yeah, it feels fresh.
It's not the first time that you're really well known, because first of all, you've been a star when you've been very young with another girl with another M. Mm-hmm. M to M. Some of listeners in Germany will know these two girls as well. Please tell me a little bit, because you're coming from a family which is not really a musical family, but it all started very young.
Yeah, my dad is a teacher. My mom is a social worker, and they're not musicians or anything. And my older brother, he can't carry a tune. He's so when I don't know why, but when I was born, I was singing right away. I love music, singing all the time, wanting to play the piano. And my dad was playing a lot of good music in the living room, so I think that was really good for me. You know, it was music in the house. So, and I just knew right away I wanted to be an artist. Yeah.
And in your home country, it started very early, and it was very successful. And till today, when you're marrying or things like this, the whole press is around you. And it started very early to be that well known. Was it a shock, or is it till today something strange? We know the things about other stars as Michael Jackson have been very famous when they were very small, and that was not really a good idea for them.
I think my parents have done a really good job with me since I was famous as a very young girl and always working, doing music. But they made sure that I kept my feet on the ground. And so when I was home, they're like, Marion, you're just like any other girl. You have to do your chores, clean the bathroom. I had to clean my room, do everything. They would not make me feel like a star at home, which was good. And when I was traveling, my dad was always with me till I was 18 years old, making sure I was sleeping, eating, not partying, being a good girl. And I think that maybe saved me from going crazy. Yeah.
Okay. And then there was a day when you decided to leave home and go to the USA. What did the parents say?
Well, I think when I left to live in New York, I was 20 years old, and I think my parents had, watched me travel and grow up, that they were comfortable with me going there by myself. They knew that it was something I had to do, and I had a record deal with Atlantic Records in New York, and I wanted to go there to see if I could make things happen.
And what's the difference to work in Norway and to be in the States? Totally different work in the studios?
It's really different. In America, you have to work really hard and you have to be loud. You have to say, I want to be the best, I want to be a star. And there's a lot of people that want, your job. There's a lot of people that want the same thing. But in Norway, you can't say those things. You have to be quiet. You have to, just feel that you're very lucky to do this. And hope that people would like your music. It's two completely different.
M2M was doing music. What we're doing today is adults. When I listen to the album, sometimes it reminds me when it's very calm. A little bit of Carpenter, things like this. Music of the 70s because of the arrangements as well. There are so many strings. What are your roots? What would you say that are your roots?
I realized that the songs I write is very inspired by the music that my dad was playing in the living room when I was growing up. And when I met my producers that also loved the 60s and 70s, and they started arranging and producing my song that way, it was almost like something just clicked. Mm-hmm. It was perfect for my songs. Because my dad would play Fleetwood Mac, Cat Stevens, Elton John, the Bee Gees, the Eagles, and I think all of that music was just a part of me. And now that I feel like I found my sound, and I'm so pleased. It feels so good. Yeah.
Before you started on your own, after M2M, and before the first things you did on your own, there was this period around with Meatloaf. How did you meet him?
I was working with a songwriter called Desmond Child. I was an amazing songwriter, and he was producing Meatloaf, Bad Out of Hell 3. And he said they needed a young girl to sing on the duet. It's all coming.
You always needed young girls.
Yes.
For a duet.
and Desmond Child asked me to come in the studio to audition for the part. So I went to the studio, just singing the song. And I went back to the hotel room I was living on, on Sunset Strip in this motel. And I was sitting in the room going like, oh, please, I want this song. I was crying. I wanted the song so much. And then I got the phone call, you got the duet. And I went into the studio and I met Meatloaf for the first time. Yeah.
I think he's a really nice guy because first you think he will roll over you, yeah. And he's like a really big teddy bear, just embracing everyone. And now this album is out in Germany, and as I read, it's a compilation of different albums you did, especially for Germany. What is the special thing for Germany, and what is different to what you have released before?
Well, I released the album last year in Norway in April. And when I was going to release the album in Germany, I already started writing new songs. So what happened is that I took 6 of my favorite songs from the album that came out in Norway last year, and then 6 new songs that I love. So then the German album is actually half old and half new.
And in Norway, they do not know the 6 new songs?
Yeah, the 6 new songs have not been out in Norway yet.
Oh!
Yeah. So they're coming out in September in Norway. I'm releasing a new album. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Tell me, When do you sit down and write songs?
Mostly in the middle of the night, when everyone else is sleeping, when the city is dark and quiet. That's when I like to write songs, yeah.
At the piano, first of all?
Well, at the piano or on the guitar. It kind of depends on what I'm feeling that night.
You learned the guitar a little bit later?
Yeah, because I played piano since I was 8, so I know more chords on the piano. And the guitar, it's more limited with the chords. So, yeah, it kind of depends how the song ends up. And also the lyrics. I'm really... Lately, it's always been starting, actually, with the lyrics.
What is it, what you like to write about?
Mostly I write about personal experiences, things that happen to me, strong feelings that makes me up at night that I can't sleep and I have to write about it. It's like therapy in a way. So of course, you know, everybody loves to write about love, you know, bad love, sad love, happy love. And then I try to write things, you know, about other things as well.
When you're in a good companionship with someone, how you can write love songs, because the most intimate love songs are about love and hate and being together and not together and things like this. So you have to remind things of the past or whatever.
Well, that's the thing, you know, it's hard in Norway because everybody knows who I am, everybody knows who my husband is, and when you write songs, it's so personal. So sometimes I don't want people to know if the song is about me or is the song about a friend, or maybe it's from a movie I saw. So I want it sometimes to be a little bit secret because it's so personal. Yeah.
That's my main question I ask very often, how intimate a song could be. Because if there are so many things in it that others know who it is, could be a little bit complicated for the rest.
Yeah, so that's why you don't, you know, sometimes you can't tell people who the song is about. and maybe, you know, people won't know. Maybe it's just your imagination. Maybe it didn't happen at all.
What is an example for an intimate song on this album?
Actually, Never Leave Me is a very personal song to me. And that one I can say is about my relationship. My husband is a snowboarder, so he travels from January to May. He's gone all the time. And I'm a singer and I'm on tour, so we have a long distance relationship. So the song is really personal. It talks about that you know you're sleeping and you know when the morning comes that he has to leave, and that the only way to be together is when you're sleeping because you're dreaming that you're together, and then you wake up and you realize the bed is empty, and so yeah, that's a very personal song.
For a few couples, it's good to be parted and have intermissions, because love comes better back when you meet again.
That's true. It's true. It keeps the the love more hungry. Yeah.
And there's a duet on the album with a lady we know in Germany as well, with the song we play at the radio station very often, Lisa Miskowski. Where do you know each other a little bit longer, or?
Actually, she knew my husband before because she's been snowboarding.
Oh.
Yeah, she's been snowboarding in Sweden, and then we met in Norway. I don't really remember now. I think she was in Norway, you know, writing songs with a friend of mine. Yeah, and I asked her, you know, you want to come to my place? Maybe we can, you know, meet and play some guitar, and then we wrote the song Home. And she's a really great songwriter, really great singer, and I'm happy that she wanted to be on my album. Yeah.
In Norway, you've been in a casting show as well. Why do you do things like this? Because casting shows in Germany are not that accepted. One is more accepted than another. And so an artist has to think about it. Is it good for me to be a kind of coach or something like this in a show like this?
Well, I was living in Los Angeles when I got the phone call if I want to be a judge on X Factor and be a mentor. And I thought it sounded exciting. And I was just going home for 6 months to do this show. And I really loved being the judge and the mentor. I had these young boys in their 20s, and I was able to use my experiences and, tell them how it works, the music business. That you can't just go on a show and think that you're going to be a celebrity in one day and a big star and have a hit song. It doesn't work like that. You have to work really hard. And when the show is done on TV, you have to keep on working or else everyone will forget you. So I liked being the judge, and in Norway the shows are really popular too. And as long as you're true to yourself, and I think it's okay to be on the show.
Was it hard in Norway being a teeny star and then being adults and having a new career, something else? Did they like it when they hear that what you're doing now on your own? Or sometimes it's hard for teeny stars to grow up and be accepted?
Yeah, it's been hard. It's been a really long journey in Norway, because when you're so young, and especially when you're a female artist, you have to work really hard to be taken seriously. You have to show people, I do write my own songs. I do play my instruments. I can sing, listen, please. You have to work really hard to be taken seriously. And it's taken me many years, but I think maybe last year it was when I finally think that people really, take me seriously and accept me for the artist I am. And last year was amazing when the album came out. And the radio was playing my songs, like both my singles were big in Norway, and the record was selling, and it was a really good year. Yeah.
So I hope the same for Germany. Do you have any contact to the other M?
Yes, I do. Marit, she's actually, she's working on some new music as well. So yeah, I think it's coming soon to Germany.
Mm-hmm. That sounds good.
Yeah.
Maybe to have another duet on a new album.
Yeah, maybe. Or, I was always joking that, maybe we'll be like the Rolling Stones, when we're in the 70s and we will go on a tour.
That will last a little bit, I think. The first single is The Minute. Mm-hmm. Tell me a little bit about this.
The Minute is... It's a song about a really special moment when something happens and you will never be the same again. You're different after this moment. And it could be, meeting the love of your life. It could be the mother meeting her daughter, or something amazing happening in your life at work, anything. I think people can really recognize themselves in that story.
So everybody has a minute in lifetime.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Ready? Rather die than let it go. Rather die than let it go. Rather die and never let it go. Goodbye.
So, yeah. It means be in fact.
Being in this very house Oh, cool. So they switch sides.
Yeah.
Yeah, so now the... Cheers.